Hey guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial, we are going to learn about Docker. It helps us to create, deploy and run applications by using containers. After going through this tutorial, I promise you that the concept and understanding of the Docker will be absolutely clear to you.
But before that, let me ask you a few things. Are you dreaming of a career with higher pay and more responsibilities? Or are you ready to take your skills to the next level this year? Then start investing in DevOps School certification level courses which will help you to emerge skills for a wide range of entry-level roles and as well as higher potential future positions. But with thousands of courses online and in classroom worldwide, finding the right one for your career goals can be difficult. You can consider our courses like Agile Developer, Agile QA, DevOps Certified Professionals, Site Reliability Engineering, DevSecOps, and Masters in DevOps Engineering, where you will have access to well-structured, easy-to-follow course content that has been developed and will be delivered by industry professionals. You can join on our training programs globally through online platforms, and if you are looking for classroom workshops, then we have regular sessions available in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Delhi NCR, Mumbai and in Pune. Simply compare our many courses, find the one that suits your style and schedule best and start today.
Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is, I'll become a root sudo -s and following this installation instruction. This is for uninstallation purpose. This is for installation. So I'll just follow the commands. Don't follow the commands blindly. Look at it. Few commands only I'm needed from that list, and which I'm doing in front of you. Done. 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 And C version and installing. Okay. This is the C. These two commands are same actually. So it's being installed. Docker. Ubuntu, if you want to install, there's a different commands are there. Repositories are different. So no matter which installation process you follow, ultimately you get the same thing. For all of our lab environment, we are using CentOS 7. And you also have the CentOS 7. I got also CentOS 7. So that is what we are doing. Okay, so installation is done. Can we validate? Can we validate? Done. Now we have to enable it. Without that, it will not work for the tomorrow. And start it for now. Done. Docker info. Yeah. So you see here, you can read it. See, I'm skipping lots of discussions, but you have to understand each and everything. See here. Find server. Continuous. Version 1903. Storage lake. Overlay to storage driver. Volumes. Operating system. Registry. This is a GitHub. Sorry, Docker Hub. The URL which you see, the API of Docker Hub. Okay. So this is the installation command. So did you find any difficulties installing this Docker? Did you find any difficulty? Guys, any difficulties?
Yeah, sorry for this. I just stuck in some call and just got back. So, yeah, so you want us to install this in the cloud environment which you have in the morning?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So there you get 3 boxes, 3 machines. One is Windows, 2 is Linux. The IP address you will find on the desktop itself, and the password also.
Got it? Okay, so which environment you want us to do? It's up to us or?
You have to use, for time being with a Docker, you have to use one of the CentOS boxes, which you have over there, which you can connect to the putty on that day. See, basically what you get access? You get access to one of the physical machine lying somewhere else. So on desktop, you'll get IP address of two CentOS and one Windows along with the password. So you have to use the PuTTY and then do the same thing. Got it?
Yep. And okay, can we have this page with us because you're on the command?
This notes,
Is it already been added in that
no, this notes I'll share with you in terms.
given workspace?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to log in using PuTTY, but it is saying connection received. I have tried both CentOS and CentOS One boxes, both boxes actually.
Check that your VMC is running or not. Check that your VM is running or not. VirtualBox. Open up the VirtualBox and see that your VMC is running. Okay, so we'll do this, but I'm saying that is don't try to do parallel things. You'll get lost and our session get delayed. So first thing, are you sure about this installation instruction? Any confusion?
Can you go through it over 1 second, please, if you don't mind?
I logged into one of the Linux server, become a root, how? This command, followed by a run this command, which I copied from this location. This will install the Docker C version, enable start info, validate. That's all. Got it?
Okay.
So Rajesh, one doubt. So we need to perform these commands in CentOS in a Raquel VM VirtualBox, which we are seeing in that Cloud Lab setup. Am I right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Rajesh, can you copy in chat those comments?
Sir, I'll share every command with you. Just let me complete my topic. I'll share everything.
So you want to hold for now for the installation on our local system? That is
No.
Cloud Labs?
No, I want to continue with the next topic. I said, do you have any confusion right now? Have you guys worked with the Linux machine? Okay. I want to know how many of you have worked with the Linux machine prior. So can you tell me in the chat window? I just want to count because I am feeling a little bit different now. So can you tell me how many of you will work with the Linux machine? Chat
Do you
window.
want to put it there?
In the chat window?
I'm just typing F.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So I got an answer from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, so you have worked with it. So I think there should not be any confusion now. Okay, let me move on to the next question. So this is how we install the Docker. Now next question is Docker life cycle. This is a Docker life cycle. And second topic is container life cycle. Okay. When I say life cycle means end start to end. Life cycle means life cycle. Simple. This is a life cycle. Every object of this planet has a life cycle. Start with something, end with something. So similarly, how can we work with the Docker life cycle? Or you can say workflow, something like that. Okay. So how do we do that? So let's understand this pictorially. It's a very important topic. So here, this is one machine, okay? CentOS machine. Docker is installed here. Okay? Docker client is installed here. Docker daemon is installed here. And let me put it up. DC is here. DD, Docker daemon is here. Container D is here. Container D. Okay? I'm the human being. So we send the command to, see here what I said. It's this one. The moment you run image, you get one content. Okay. So run command, we send it to Docker client. Docker client sent to Docker daemon. Docker daemon sent to the Docker CD. But before Docker daemon sent to the container D, Docker D check in where? Local registry. LR. Okay. Local registry. Okay. Where is the local registry? Look at it. See here. This is a remote registry. This is a local registry part. Okay. Var lib docker. So DD, Docker daemon check in that. Do you have that image which you are trying to create a container with? So if step number 1, understand that here. If the Docker image is not there, directly Docker D, it will go to the Docker Hub. Okay. This is the second flow. Third flow, download to local registry. See that. And then fourth one, Docker D send the construction to container. Did you understand that? Workflow.
No, what is DD? Docker daemon, right? That is okay.
Docker daemon, Docker client, Docker container D, local registry, Docker Hub.
Okay.
Understood this, guys? Everyone? And container D gets to the container. Is it clear for everyone? Yes or no?
Rajesh, can you please repeat once?
What about the fourth step? 3 is a Docker Hub. From the Docker Hub, it is coming to local registry. And what is the fourth one?
First one, let me write it.
Yeah, Rajesh, can we recap the one?
Human. Let's focus, guys. It's very important. Human, send the command to Docker client. Docker client, send the instruction to Docker daemon. Docker daemon check. Check. If image in local repo, then if image exists in local registry, then call the container D. If image do not exist in local repo, then download image from remote registry RR. Which is RR for in our case? Docker Hub. To LR. LR means local registry. And this. This is what I am saying. Now you understood?
Yes, Rajesh.
So guys, this is the way Docker workflow. This is the way Docker works. Now container lifecycle. Okay. So for that, VM lifecycle. You have worked with the VM, right? 15 years plus this technology is there. Tell me what is the VM lifecycle? If you teach me VM's life cycle, I will teach you container life cycle. Virtual machine. Tell me.
So, VM will start. We'll have a hypervisor software for the VM.
First we create a VM, right?
The hypervisor software. Yeah, the hypervisor software. We have to create a VM.
After that?
We install the dependent application.
No, start the VM, no?
It's very dependent to other applications. Yeah.
Create a VM, start the VM. Once you start the VM, you can also stop the VM. You can stop the VM, you can also start the VM. If the VM is already running, you can also restart the VM. If VM is started, then pause the VM. If it is a pause, you can unpause the VM. If it is a pause, brutally you want to kill it, kill the VM and you want to remove it. This is the life cycle of the VM. Third, container. Simple. So basically, you can create a container, you can start the container, you can stop, restart, pause, unpause, and kill and remove. Now the question is, you will create a container, but for what? Image. So which image? Which image? So guys, you have to decide which image. Okay? Which image? Because image, here I said very clearly, when I say image, it's basically application. See here. Application. So every time you run application. So can you please write in the chat box which application you want to run inside a container? Each one of you should write at least one application. So can you start writing? I want to read this, which application you want to run, which image. So this depends on which application you want to run. It will be dependent on which image you should take it up. Tell me. Apache, Nginx. What else? Only 2 people. Tomcat, Java, Megaphone. More, we have almost 20 people. More guys. Only 7-8 people have given a comment.
NPM.
No, write it. I want to count. Each one of you will write one application. Okay? Good. So now you want to run different applications. Okay? So that is good. I want to run one application. Now which one I should run? So I am going to use one of the application is Jenkins. Have you used the Jenkins? Anyone? Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Those who have no idea about the Jenkins, let me tell you. Jenkins required is a Java-based application. So Jenkins required boot file system, root file system, user file system, plus Java file system, plus Jenkins file system. Here. So if I look at the container world, then we know that root file system will come from operating, boot file system will come from operating OS, base OS, host OS. Root file system and user file system and Jenkins file system or Java file system will come from image. Because I told you very clearly, see that. What is an image? Here. Here. See here. Root file system, user file system, application file. So here, image is nothing but a combination of it. So that means, here, let's say your base is Ubuntu. Let's say Debian. Debian is another flavor of application. See, it could be here, Debian. So one image. User file system, Jenkins user. Java plus Jenkins. So this is a image. By the way, anyone have idea? This whole thing is image. One image, which has this one also, this one also, this one also. So this you can get it alone. This you can get it till here, till here, till here. So guys, did you understand that? Anatomy of image. Now, it's a web-based application which runs on 8080 port server, Node 50,000. Okay. So from where we want to get it? Docker.com. See. Can you please read this? How many images you have here? More than 1 lakh something. Yeah.
1 lakh.
Just look at the number. So look at the number. I'm using only one image. Okay. So let's download. So if I go here, I write search Jenkins, Ubuntu, Debian, CentOS, Fedora, Apache, Nginx, MySQL, Oracle, this, that. Search whatever you want. And filter is there. Certified image, verified image, official image, as per the category, as per the operating system, as per the architecture. Filter it out. Here I see how do you define which image is good, which is good. Look at the number of downloads, number of stars, official tag, verified tag. Look at those stuff. You will understand those are the good image. So here, Jenkins. How do I know which are the images I'm having here? How do I know? So in order to know which image I am having it, I have to re-log in one more time. The reason is session got timed out and it's still running on the backup internet. Mine has not come. What is the error I am facing?
You have to switch to root.
Yeah. Yeah. So normal user cannot access the Docker. Again I said, I'll repeat. Only root user or the user who is a part of the group called Docker only should be able to access the Docker command. So before that, sudo -s, clear the screen. And how do I know which images I am already having in my local registry? Docker image. What is this? Images. I have none. How can I download? Pull. Enter. Automatically it understands the hub.docker.com. That's a default registry. If you see the registry URL, that's the Docker. Automatically it will go and do the things. And you see that I'm downloading that image.
History is pre-configured, is it?
So it's pre-configured. Docker has default entry with Docker Hub only. You can change though, but right now I'm not talking about it. This is the URL you see. This is the API URL of Docker Hub. Okay, it's inbuilt. Okay. So now, guys, can I check the images have come or not? Wonderful. I got this image. Latest image ID. Each image has ID. When it got created, 2 years. What is the size of it? Pretty large size, right? 700 MB. So this is the image I got it. Now what do we do? So that's a Docker workflow, guys. That's a Docker workflow. Client to Docker daemon. If images exist in LR, then containerd. If not, then download. So this is a workflow. Now I'll follow the container lifecycle. What I'm going to do, guys, the same lifecycle I'm going to follow right now, and that is, you see that, create a container. So what I'm going to do here, there's a command which is called docker ps. What? PS will tell you running container. Yes, running parent. If you want to see all containers, A will tell you all containers, including running and exit. See here, no containers, no containers. So can I create one container? From which image? Jenkins image, which I have got it already. Docker create. What? From Jenkins. See, container got created. See here, created. So container got created, this work is done. Can I start this container? Docker start. You should not start the image. You should start the container. Which container? This is the container ID from this image. Inside the container sub command is running, created 5 seconds ago. Name of the container, created state. Start. See, up. Last time it is created. Now it is up. Now container is accessible. The container is accessible. Can I stop the container? So, see here. Container is running. 19 seconds. Can I stop the container? See here. Not running. It got exited. Remember, first time it got created, then running, up, and then exit. Exit will happen when only when at least one time it got stopped. And then start one more time. Can we start that one more time? It is exit. Can I start that container once again? See that? It's running. Can I restart it? So before restarting, I must check the runtime. Second is 9 seconds. Can I restart? See, 9 seconds, 1 second. Restart. Can I pause this? But see, paused. But the question is, what is the difference between pause running and pause? So you see that status, state, CPU allocation or RAM allocation. Look at it. Right now, this container is in pause state. What is the percentage of CPU they are using? 0. They are using RAM, but what is the CPU? 0 allocation. Can I start this one more time? Unpause it. Mistake. Unpause it. And you see that. See? They are using this CPU. So pause means stop getting allocation of CPU. Unpause means you can unpause by running containers. Can I kill this? What is the difference between kill and stop? Graceful, bruteful, killing the process. So I'm killing right now. See, exited. And can I remove it? RM. This is the finished. Guys, this is the container life cycle. Was it difficult? Was it difficult? No. Okay. So now, history. Okay guys, these are the commands I have run. I'm sharing the history also. So okay. Now guys, I need to prove it. What? I need to prove it. What is container? What is container? Let's copy from here. This we need to prove it. This we need to prove it. So right now, first let me trace myself. What you are right now. Root. You want to trace it yourself? Just trace it. See, you this is the process, then this is the process, then this is the process. This is you right now. 9259. Can I trace this 9259? See here. 9259, which is the running of the sudo -s, which I did it in front of you. Its parent is 9234. Okay, let's trace the parent. 9234. 9234. See here. 9234 is a CentOS, which was earlier, and CentOS with a bash. Who's the parent of 9234? 9233. So 9233. 9333 is a SSD, which whenever we put the SSD created, and it's a terminal for CentOS, which is the parent ID 9230. 9230. Who's the parent of 9230? 1240. What is happening? Here we are getting privileges. Privileges come from some capabilities. I told you. Capability. Okay? This is a privilege. This is where the capability is getting attached to this session. Here. Now 1240 is the parent of that class ID. Let's trace it. 1240. See here. See here. 1240. From where? 1. What is running 1240? SSD in daemon mode. It belongs to parent is 1. Now look at the parent 1. What is the running? Parent 1. See here. Who is parent? 0. And parent 1 is system P. So as long as this is system P is running, your system is running. If this is getting exited, your system will get shut down. So did you understand? Everything is all about the process. So now you want to trace yourself. You did it. Now you want to trace the container. So Docker create Jenkins. This is not running. Docker start container ID. Now Docker PS. See here guys. Container itself is acting like a process. How? Let's do that. So Docker PS is the container ID. Can we trace that? Just look at this. I trace first myself. Now see here. This is the, I'm grabbing the, what is the container process? See here. 10, look at this. Container ID. 10225. Can I process and trace back 10225? 9000. Here. Can I process 9000? See, 1. So, container also is like a user with the privileges. Understood guys, this one? Did you understood guys? Yes. Now next one is container get a network. Let's get it. Here, this container. I'm not teaching you command, but I'm just getting it. Inspect container. See here. I failed. Can I create one more container? Docker create from Jenkins. Docker start that container. Docker PS. Docker inspect. And this is the container. See the IP. Last time 2, this time 3. That proves like each container get one network. Process map. PID. See, this is the one PID. Right now one PID. Everything starts from the 0 to 1.
How should we differentiate since here there are two Jenkins, right?
What is that?
No, how can we differentiate in both of them?
Here, there's one container, second one.
Container ID?
Container ID. Unique container ID. Name also will be.
But you gave it the same name. Jenkins.
No.
Jenkins.
Jenkins was the image. From one image, you can create as many containers you want.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, container should get a PMAP. See here. In the host machine, I got one PMAP. Yes, one PMAP. Starting with 0 to 1. See that. Can I show you the PMAP of containers also? Docker, yes. Docker, execute. Inside what? This. What do you want to execute? See here. Look at this. 0 here also. 1, 6. Temple. So one process map. Can I show you another container also? Each container get their own PID. Each container. So here you see, there's own PID. Because the same image, you got the PID. First and second PID mapping, last PID is changing. See that? Understood, guys?
If I want to access Jenkins with 8080 port here, 1 and 2 can, I know that we can access, is it possible right now to access both of them?
Yes, both of them. IP address I showed you, port number you know.
Okay, got it. IP colon 8080, that's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Or else we can add the same thing to load balancer and then we can add.
Yeah.
And we can access.
Yeah, that's the difference.
Okay.
So guys, each container get a process ID starting with a 0. You see PMAP. Their own PID. But do you get 1/6 repetitive? See duplicate PID? No. You are the shared container. I am the shared container. But these containers are special one. They get their own PID. MNT. MNT means mount. They get their own mounts also. How do I prove it? Let's prove it. Docker this and Docker execute. Which container? This container. What? See, mapping is same for both the container. Why? How come? Because they have come from the same image. But even though if it is come from the different image, see, they will act differently. Let's understand that. So Jenkins home, I am going to display this. Docker execute. What? This container. What do you want to execute? ls. See that. See the file. Do you have a file here, Rajesh? No. I am creating right now. Touch. Rajesh 1.8. And do you have file now? See. Can you see another container now? I'll change the container ID. See that Rajesh.txt is there or not? See? That means this container also can write a file in C Apache. Remember, that container also can write a file in C Apache. No data integrity issues. That means I am proving that each container has their own mount initialization, so they get the same location. C Apache, like that. So now, are you able to correlate the thing? Are you able to correlate the thing? Right. Hello?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, great. So guys, I think I have shown you that how to install Docker, then discuss about Docker workflow, then discuss about the container lifecycle, then discuss about which image I'm going to pick it up, then discuss about the container lifecycle demo, and then prove in it what is the container with these commands which are running in front of you. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you these notes, and same time I'm going to give you, let's say, 45 minutes approx to same thing, try it out in your boxes, and then after that I'll move on to the next topic. Okay, so this is my first live I'm giving it to you. Please do it. I do not have access to all of your machines, so please do it because in the Docker and Kubernetes, each topic are independent on each other. So I'll tell you straightforward way. If you miss first topic, you will not understand second topic. If you miss second topic, you will not understand third topic for sure. So you have to decide whether you want to utilize this timing for the right reason, or you just want to keep missing the topic and then you get lost at the end of it. and end of this you realize like we have keep doing it. If you have any questions, doubts during the lab time, I'll help you. Now the question is, how do I give you access to it?
If you liked our Docker session so far, please enroll our general membership for $399 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.